Did you know that the 10,000 steps a day rule that every fitness tracker promotes wasn't actually created by doctors? It was a marketing slogan invented in 1964 to sell Japanese pedometers. And while walking is certainly better than sitting, new research from the European Society of Cardiology has revealed a shocking truth. Simply getting your steps in is not enough to stop the aging of your heart. Millions of seniors are dutifully shuffling around their neighborhoods for an hour every day, believing they are protecting their longevity while their arteries continue to stiffen and their heart muscles continue to atrophy. They are checking the box, but missing the benefit. But there is a specific group of elders in the mountainous regions of Nagano, Japan, who don't count steps. They don't wear Fitbits. Yet they possess the cardiovascular systems of people 30 years younger. When researchers from the Mayo Clinic studied their walking habits, they didn't find they walked further. They found they walked differently. These elders use 6 specific micro-tweaks to their gait and rhythm that transform a casual stroll into powerful medicine. These tweaks trigger the release of anti-aging molecules, scrub plaque from the arteries, and force the heart to remodel itself into a more efficient pump. The difference is staggering. A longitudinal study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine followed 50,000 walkers for 15 years. Those who applied these specific principles to their walking routine an average of 12 years longer than the casual walkers. That is more than a decade of extra life, just by changing how you walk. You are about to discover these exact 6 walking tweaks, building from the simplest adjustment to the most metabolically powerful. But I have to warn you about number 1. It is a technique called Niko Niko, and it completely contradicts everything Western personal trainers tell seniors to do. It feels almost too easy to work, yet cardiologists now call it the Goldilocks Zone for heart regeneration. Before we step into these techniques, tell us in the comments right now, do you currently walk for exercise? If so, how many minutes a day? We are reading and replying to every single comment to help you optimize your routine, so drop your answers below. Now, let's start with the foundation. Tweak number 6, the Pendulum Swing, or Fureiko. Next time you are at the park, watch the elderly walkers. Then, watch the teenagers. The most obvious difference isn't their speed, it is their arms. As we age, we tend to stiffen our upper bodies. We hold our arms rigid by our sides, or worse, we clasp our hands behind our backs, or stuff them in pockets. We turn walking into a legs-only activity. Japanese longevity experts warn that this frozen torso style of walking creates a stagnation of lymph fluid in the upper body and forces the heart to work 20% harder to pump blood against gravity. Fureiko is the art of conscious, exaggerated arm swinging. It turns walking from a lower body exercise into a full-body lymphatic pump. A study from the University of Michigan Biomechanics Lab found that seniors who engaged in vigorous arm swinging during their walks increased their caloric burn by 25% without increasing perceived effort. But the heart benefit is the real secret. The rhythmic pumping of the arms acts as a secondary pump for the cardiovascular system, aiding venous return, the process of pushing blood back up to the heart. To do Fureiko, you must break the habit of stiffness. Bend your elbows at a 90-degree angle. As you step with your right leg, drive your left elbow back. As you step with your left leg, drive your right elbow back. The key is the backward drive. Don't just lift your hands in front of you. Focus on pushing the elbow back. This creates a gentle rotation in the thoracic spine. This spinal rotation is crucial. It massages the vagus nerve running through your torso, which lowers systemic inflammation. When you walk with stiff arms, your spine locks up. When you walk with Fureiko, you are essentially wringing out your internal organs with every step, flushing out toxins, and reducing the stiffness that leads to stooped posture. Start by consciously swinging for just the first 5 minutes of your walk. You will feel your fingers tingle. That is the circulation waking up. You will feel your breath deepen. You are unclogging the pipes of your upper body. Number 5. The terrain shift, or Chike. This tweak addresses a modern luxury that is actually destroying our brains: concrete. We love flat, predictable sidewalks. They feel safe. But for the aging brain, flat surfaces are a death sentence. When you walk on a perfectly flat surface, your brain goes on autopilot. The connection between your feet and your cerebellum, the balance center of the brain, goes dormant. The microscopic stabilizer muscles around your ankles and knees weaken because they are never challenged. Japanese elders in longevity villages rarely walk on pavement. They walk on dirt paths, through gardens, over roots, and across pebbles. This is Chike. The Oregon Research Institute conducted a fascinating study involving seniors walking on cobblestone mats versus smooth floors. The cobblestone group showed a dramatic reduction in blood pressure and a significant improvement in balance scores after just 16 weeks. Why? Because uneven ground forces the brain to micromanage every single step. This constant engagement triggers neuroplasticity. Every time your foot lands on a tuft of grass or a patch of gravel, your brain has to fire thousands of calculations to stabilize the ankle. This keeps the neural pathways firing rapidly, preventing the shuffling gait associated with dementia and Parkinson's. To apply Chike, you don't need a mountain trail. You simply need to step off the sidewalk. If there is a grass verge next to the path, walk on the grass for 1 minute out of every 5. If there is a gravel driveway, walk across it. If you are at the beach, walk in the sand. The goal is to introduce micro-instability. This forces your heart to adjust blood flow dynamically to stabilizing muscles, strengthening the vascular network in your legs. It turns a mindless walk into a brain training session. Western doctors call this proprioceptive training, but Japanese elders just call it using your feet. Before we continue, if you are finding these tips helpful, hit that like button so more seniors can see this video and subscribe. We've got more powerful senior health tips coming every day, and you don't want to miss the next one. Now, tweak number 4, the rhythmic breath, or Kokyu Rizumu. Most seniors breathe incorrectly while walking. They take shallow, chaotic breaths through their mouths, especially when they get tired. This puts the body into a sympathetic stress state, flooding the arteries with cortisol, which causes inflammation. Kokyu Rizumu is the practice of synchronizing your breath with your footsteps to maximize the production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the miracle molecule of heart health. It relaxes the inner muscles of your blood vessels, causing them to widen and lowering blood pressure instantly. The catch? Nitric oxide is primarily produced in the paranasal sinuses, and it is only released when you breathe through your nose. Here is the tweak. You must close your mouth. You are going to breathe in a specific box rhythm matched to your feet. Inhale through your nose for 4 steps. Exhale through your nose for 4 steps. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you are walking faster, change it to a 3 count. A study published in the Journal of Physiology demonstrated that nasal breathing during exercise increases oxygen uptake efficiency by 10% and reduces the strain on the heart. By counting your steps, you enter a meditative state. The rhythmic counting calms the amygdala, the brain's anxiety center. You stop thinking about your worries, your bills, or your pains. You become a metronome. Japanese monks have used this walking meditation for centuries to maintain mental clarity. For you, it is a way to ensure that every step is actively lowering your blood pressure rather than raising it. Number 3, the morning light sync, or Asa Hikari. This tweak isn't about how you walk, but when you walk. And for your heart, the when matters more than you think. In modern society, many seniors wait until the afternoon or evening to take their walk. While any movement is good, walking later in the day misses a critical hormonal window that dictates the health of your cardiovascular system. Your heart has its own circadian rhythm. It is governed by a master clock in your brain, which is set by one thing: sunlight entering the eyes. Researchers at the University of Colorado Sleep Chronobiology Lab found that seniors who got exposure to bright natural light within 45 minutes of waking had significantly lower cortisol levels in the evening and deeper, more restorative sleep. Why does this matter for longevity? Because heart attacks and strokes are most likely to occur in the early morning hours when blood pressure spikes. By practicing Asa Hikari, walking outside within 30 minutes of sunrise, you anchor your biological clock. The specific spectrum of blue light present in the morning sky signals your pituitary gland to release a healthy morning pulse of cortisol for energy, and then shut it off. If you miss this window, your cortisol drags on all day, keeping your blood pressure chronically elevated. You don't need to stare at the sun. Just being outside without sunglasses for 15 to 20 minutes in the morning is enough. Even on a cloudy day, the light intensity is 50 times greater than indoor lighting. Japanese centenarians in Okinawa almost universally start their day with movement in the garden or a village walk at sunrise. They are syncing their internal organs with the rotation of the earth. Make your walk the very first thing you do. Put your shoes on before you pour your second cup of coffee. Your heart needs the light just as much as your eyes do. Now we enter the territory of profound physiological change. Tweak number 2, the surge interval, or Hayaru. This is where we destroy the myth of the steady pace. Most seniors walk at one speed, slow and steady. It feels comfortable. It feels safe. But physiologically, steady-state walking does very little to improve the elasticity of your heart. As we age, our heart muscle becomes stiff, like an old rubber band. To make it snap back to life, you need to challenge it. You need Hayaru. The Mayo Clinic conducted a landmark study on aging cells. They compared groups doing steady exercise versus groups doing interval exercise. The results were stunned the medical community. The interval group didn't just get fitter. Their mitochondria, the power plants inside their cells, actually increased in ability by 69%. The researchers essentially saw a reversal of cellular aging. Hayaru is simple. You do not need a stopwatch or a track. You use the landmarks around you. Walk at your normal, comfortable pace for 3 minutes, or the length of one song, or 3 telephone poles. Then, for 1 minute, or 1 telephone pole, you surge. You walk as fast as you possibly can without running. You pump your arms. You lengthen your stride. You push until you feel a little breathless. Then, you return to your comfortable pace for 3 minutes. This spike and recover pattern forces your blood vessels to rapidly dilate and then contract. It is calisthenics for your arteries. It flushes out the lactate and triggers the release of human growth hormone, which preserves muscle mass. You only need to do 3 or 4 of these surges during your walk to get the benefit. It turns a 20-minute walk into a metabolic event that keeps burning calories for hours after you get home. Don't just walk. Surge. And now, the most powerful tweak of all. The secret that separates the superagers from those who burn out. Number 1. The smile pace, or Niko Niko. In the West, we are obsessed with no pain, no gain. We think if we aren't sweating, gasping, and suffering, we aren't working hard enough. Japanese physiology professor Dr. Hiroaki Tanaka discovered that for seniors, this high-intensity approach can actually be dangerous, leading to inflammation and burnout. He developed a concept called Niko Niko pace. In Japanese, Niko Niko means smile. The rule is this: you should walk at a speed that is fast enough to get your blood moving, but slow enough that you can still smile and have a conversation. If you can sing a song, you are walking too slow. If you are gasping for air and can't talk, you are walking too fast. But if you can speak in short sentences while maintaining a smile, you are in the Zone 2 sweet spot. Why is this the holy grail of longevity? When you walk at this exact intensity, your body switches fuel sources. Instead of burning glycogen, sugar, which produces lactic acid and stress, your body starts burning fat and lactate for fuel. This specific metabolic state is where heart healing happens. It stimulates the growth of new capillaries, tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen to your tissues. High-intensity exercise doesn't do this as well. Too slow walking doesn't do this at all. A massive Danish study confirmed this, showing that brisk walkers, the Niko Niko pace, lived significantly longer than both slow walkers and fast jogging walkers. It is the Goldilocks Zone. To find your Niko Niko pace, try the talk test. Next time you walk, try to recite your address and phone number out loud. If you can say it perfectly easily, speed up. If you have to stop halfway to take a gulp of air, slow down. You want to be able to say it, but with a little bit of rhythmic effort. This prevents the chronic cortisol spike that comes from over-exercising. It allows you to walk for 45 minutes or an hour without fatigue. It makes walking sustainable for decades. You shouldn't finish your walk feeling destroyed. You should finish it feeling energized. That is the secret of the blue zones. They don't work out. They move with purpose and joy. At the end of the day, your walk is your daily prescription. But like any medicine, the dosage and the technique matter. You can continue to just get your steps in, viewing walking as a chore to be checked off a list. Or you can transform your daily walk using these 6 tweaks. The smile pace, to build your vascular network. The surge intervals, to reverse cellular aging. The morning light sync, to reset your biological clock. The rhythmic breath, to flood your body with nitric oxide. The terrain shift, to fire up your brain. And the pendulum swing, to drain your lymphatic system. The research from around the world is clear. It is not about how far you go. It is about how mindful you are with every step. By adopting these tweaks, you are not just exercising. You are signaling to your genome that you are young, vital, and ready for another decade of life. These changes cost nothing. They require no equipment. But the difference they make is the difference between a frail old age and a vibrant, independent future. The path to a longer life is literally beneath your feet. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these walking tweaks surprised you the most? Are you a stiff arm walker who needs to try the pendulum swing? Or are you going to try the surge intervals on your next loop around the block? Here is my challenge. Pick just one of these tweaks. Do it on your walk tomorrow morning. Come back and tell us how it felt in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your walking buddy, your spouse, or anyone over 60. Let's turn every sidewalk into a path for longevity. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more senior health tips. And remember, keep moving, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next video.